And I think we're live. We are live. We're live. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to tonight's Masked Reseller. Masked Reseller tonight is under a lovely warm blanket, so it's just as well the temperature's dropped slightly. Otherwise, we'd have another baked reseller. Are you alive under there, Masked Reseller? Can you show us your... Okay, and feeling happy and comfortable? Love. Yes, I know. Okay, I'm just going to say some quick hellos in the chat. Okay, so I know some people have been in waiting for us to get here. So, oh God, scrolly. Okay, hi to BB, to She's Always Flipping Mandy, to Claire Cairns 1, to Lex, who thought it might have been her. Lex has come in with a few questions, so I'm going to start off with Lex's questions in a minute after I've done some hellos. We've got Marilyn's and Joan Morris, who's got a tea and a cheese and ham toasting. Nice. Jason Entwistle's in. God, I can't scroll fast enough. The Monocle. Hi, Craig, the Monocle. Claire Cairns is in a sandwich. Oh, no, she's putting Lex in a sandwich, apparently. That's a bit odd. Lanie's in. Hi, Lanie. Hope you're feeling better. Chris Tyler. Everybody says it's, they hope. Oh, Craig says he hopes it's Auntie Sue. Is it you, Auntie Sue? Not Auntie Sue. Oh, dear. Okay. Lainey says, is it not you, Lex? It must be you by now. The Sweat Mopper, which is a lovely name, by the way. Well done on that. Cracking name. And I think I've done all the hellos. Okay, so Kelly says it's not her because she knows she's at home. She's checked. I think I've done all the hellos. There's not very many of you out there. There are 40 people. Oh, Josh is there. 40 people watching, but not everybody in the chat. Hi, Crispy. Hi, Claire James. Claire Count 2. Hi, Deb Hughes. Hi, Welsh Wonder Nia. Hi, Flipping Pains. Hi, Lolly Frads. And I'm sorry if I've missed... Oh, hi, Catherine McConnell, Becca Faduke. I'm sorry if I've missed anyone. Good evening. Okay, just a quick recap of the rules. If you just fire out a load of names, I will not answer your questions because that spoils the fun. The entire point is to ask questions to establish the identity of the master reseller, not just to fire names. I've got a couple of questions in the pipeline already from Lex. So I'm not entirely sure how she thinks this will establish your identity, but she'd like to know if you like pies. Yes, the master reseller does like pies. In fairness, if you'd said no, you'd have been a weirdo, wouldn't you? Although you are sitting there under a blanket. So. Second question from Lex. Do you have a favourite spoon? Yes, and it's come along tonight to be with us. There you go, Lex. Bet you didn't expect that answer. Is it dark where you are? Currently, yes, because the master reseller is under a blanket. Have you ever put anything weird in a microwave? How is this going to help you know who it is, Lex? Lex's next question is your name Lex? No, it's not you, Lex. It's not you. Have you ever confused cheese for soap? I think Lex might be stoned. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the master reseller agrees that Lex is probably stoned. Let's see if we've got some actual identity revealing questions. Lex's next question is just yogurt question mark. Okay. Yes to yogurt. Okay. Oh God, there's a lot of random rabbiting in the chat. Lex wants ice cream apparently. Lex, I'm pretty sure you are stoned. If you're now on the munchie attack. Josh said he hoped it was me this week. Imagine if it was me, because you can get you up twice on the screen, so that would be quite entertaining. Okay, let me see if... Okay, Marilyn's an actual sensible question. Is the master reseller female? No, there you go. It's a blokey bloke under there. I really should have found out who the master reseller was before we started, then I'd have known the answers. Okay, South London reset. Oh God, I've scrolled past about 18 questions. Scrolling back up. Why does it always shoot off like that? We asked if you were female. Okay, Intelligent Zombies in. Nespresso, Mike Dando. Monocle says, is it his mum? No, it's not the Monocle's mum. So Reselling Polly went with Are You Male, which I would have thought the Are You Female would have... I suppose you could be, yeah, you are male. I suppose you could be identifying as a toaster these days, couldn't you? Claire Cairn says, do you have tat in the loft? Yes. And Kelly says, do you have a bald head? Yes. And Andrew says, are you him? You're not Andrew. Okay. Lanie wants to know, are you human? Yes. Yes and no. Not sure. Okay. Joe Morris says, are you a seamstress? No. South London Reseller wants to know if you have long hair. Now, we've established you had a bald head, but I suppose you could have like the bald top and then the massively long weirdness going on at the back, couldn't you? No, you haven't got that? Okay. Claire Borden says, do you sell toys? Yes. Okay, so we've scrolled off again, scrolling back up. Lex wants to know, are you Northern? No. Okay. Intelligent Zombie says, question, have you got a beard? Imagine if it was Steve again. Wouldn't that be funny? Yes to a beard. Polly says, are you Nick Hills? That's Sam reselling Polly says, are you Nick Hills? Not Nick Hills. Karen says, question, do you do YouTube? Yes. And Andrew says he definitely thinks it's him. Definitely not Andrew. Becca Fuduke says, do you wear glasses? No. And Shiv says, question, are you a small man? I think Shiv's just having a dig at Steve again. Yes and no. Depends on which direction you come at him from. Okay. Lanie says, question, do you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit? It is a requirement to join our club. Yes. Joan says, have you been digging lately? No. Okay. Oh, God. So we've scrolled off again. Scrolling back up. Digging lately. Auntie Sue's in and says, are you techie? Yes. Claire Cairns says, do you like rare Atari games? Yes. Okay. Kelly says, are you good at quizzes? Yes and no. Sweat Mopper says, were you in Star Wars? No. Deb Hughes says, do you live in the USA? I think Lanie may have sprung you. Question, did you score minus 100 points in Nick and Andrea's quiz? Yes. South London Reseller says, is it Darren? Yes, it is Darren. And Lex was coming in with, are you a brand of washing powder?
Yes. Oh my God, it is so hot under there.
So well done. South London Reseller did say your name first, although I think Lanie had sprung you. She just hadn't come out with your name. So yeah, Joan was going to start asking how many kids you had. Lanie wants to know, do you still know who you are? And Karen was going to say, did you have a significant other that we would know?
No, barely any.
Are you all right? Do you want to take a moment and just...
Yeah, I'm just going to need I'm a bit red. I'm good. Dear. I'm good, though. How are you doing?
I'm good, Darren. Nice to have you with us. They guessed you quite quick, didn't they? Andrew's still convinced it's him, and he says you look a lot like him. He
always thinks it's him.
I have to say, you and Darren in a room together would be indistinguishable from each other. You and Andrew even. And Phoebe says, "Can I come into the chat now?" Yes, you can. Phoebe's been lurking, going, "I know who it is. I know who it is."
Yeah, she had to know, really.
I don't know. Every week, Andrea goes into the tap cave to check if it's Nick. To see if she can catch him in the act, so to speak. How are you? Are you well?
I'm very well. Cooling down a bit, but yeah. Apart from the obvious issue in the world that you may or may not be able to talk about, I don't know.
We can talk about it if you want, although let's not dedicate the entire...
Yeah, not really. I mean, in terms of actually just mentioning it on YouTube nowadays.
Well, there's this kind of discussion going on about whether you're even allowed to mention it, and I don't see how you can not mention it when it's the one big issue that's happening to everyone. How can you just pretend, you're an elephant in the room, Nick, can you?
No, it's a strange one, but apart from that, everything is kind of still normal-ish, really, here.
So how long have you been in the new house now?
Oh, wow. I think we've been here, I don't know, 8 months? I'm tempted to say 7 or 8 months. Yeah, it really has. It felt like for so long here we just had builders in because we had so much work done to it. And then finally you get a break.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of enjoying it. Now there's no builders around. Did they fill in the hole
in the ceiling?
What was that, sorry?
Did they fill in the hole they made in the ceiling?
They did. Yes, they did. It was right over where like one of our main chairs is. So surprisingly, when Phoebe was sitting there, nothing fell on her head, which was good. So, but yeah, you could see our sort of tap from through the hole in the ceiling, which was nice.
That's fine as long as it stays up there. It's when it starts falling down, you're like, oh god, here it comes, you know.
Yeah.
I often think of Nick and the amount of stuff he's got in his loft and wonder if it's all going to come crashing through one day.
Well, yeah. We I mean, there's a fair bit up there at the moment. Seems pretty solid. I mean, we had a new floor put in, so we had to have a reinforced floor.
Reinforced loft floor for taxers. Karen says, does that mean now all the DIY jobs you've been putting off, you've got to do now that you're got no excuse?
From day one, I made it very clear that I'm terrible at DIY. So we try and hire people that know more than I do about that.
I love this. I love the idea of it being day one. I love the idea of you saying to Phoebe, would you like to come out for dinner with me or coffee or whatever? And you go like, okay, I'd love to take you out for dinner. But before we even go there, I'm shit with a hammer. I don't know one end of a nail from the other, and I can't mend a thing.
we did a lot like that, actually. Pretty much day one, we set our rules instantly of what we're good at, what we're not good at, what we want, what we don't want. And we agreed on like 99% of them. So we said, happy days. That was it.
Well, so do share the 1% that you didn't agree on.
Politics.
Are you totally different ends of the spectrum when politics wise?
Pretty much. I think a lot of people's kind of opinions have merged somewhat lately. But, back then, certainly, we were as far apart.
I think under the recent sort of situation, we've all gone, it doesn't really matter who's in charge as long as somebody's in charge because somebody's got to do something, So
it felt like for too long that nobody was. So at least somebody is.
Yeah. So just making sure there's no dog behind me before I move my chair. The dogs lie down under the wheels of the chair and then I scoot backwards and roll over their tail. Oh, Lex wants to know if the sex dungeon was mentioned on day one.
No, that was about 4 days in.
Anybody watching, I'd be like, the what?
What? Yeah, what? That's why we had to have so much building work.
Absolutely, yeah. That's where the reinforcements came in. It was nothing to do with the loft floor, was it?
I'm going even redder now.
I've got my standard weirdo questions that I ask.
Alrighty.
I throw it open to the chat to see what weirdness they come up with. But bear in mind that Lex is in, and she's already tried to establish how much cheese you like in your bath or something like that. Yeah, yep, that's Lex. Okay, so my first question on my list then is, if you could hire a carbon copy employee of yourself, would you?
Yeah.
So they're going to be exactly like you in every way. They're going to do everything exactly the way you do it.
Yeah, I'd just put the pack in to him, and I can get on with everything else. I'd like that.
What about the things that you're shit at? He's also going to be shit at those.
But I'm awesome at packing, so.
Are you awesome at everything? I'm actually awesome. I just don't want to do it all. My worst thing is photos. Every single time I do this, it's photos. If I could hire somebody to do my photos, I really would.
See, I really enjoy the photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part I really do like. I love the testing and the cleaning them and selling them, of course. But the packing, no, I do not enjoy that. I hate testing
stuff. I hate cleaning stuff. I hate photographing stuff. I'm not very keen on listing stuff. I don't mind doing parcels. That's about it.
Have you thought about just working for Royal Mail?
Maybe you and I should team up, and I'll be your packer.
Yes, you can be my packer.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, next one is the charity shop item. So you and I are outsourcing one day, and I find something in a charity shop that I think might be worth something, but I'm not sure. And I bring it over to you, and I say, Darren, is this good? Should I buy this? And it's something that is mega. It's absolutely, it's basically the equivalent of Nick's game cartridge. It's absolutely mega. Do you say to me, yes, Carla, go ahead and buy it, that's amazing? Or do you go, no, it's shit, put it back so that you can go back later and grab it yourself?
Oh, yes, without a doubt.
Which you're going to tell me to buy it?
Yeah, I'll tell you to buy it.
See, everybody's so much nicer than me. I genuinely would be like, oh, no, don't buy that. That's rubbish. Put that back.
Yeah, no, that's, easy answer for me, that one.
Either everybody's nicer than me or everybody wants everyone to think they're nicer than me. One or the other.
I run it on a first come, first serve. If you find it first, then it's yours.
Yeah, I must admit, having said that, I go out sourcing with Caroline, and we don't fight over stuff. And I mean, Lex and I don't fight over stuff because she only buys it if it's 2 inches big and fit in a large letter, and But yeah, Caroline, we don't fight.
I did wonder where you were going with that one.
Okay, you and I are stranded on a desert island. There is no food of any kind. Even the palm tree hasn't got a coconut. How long before you eat me?
I'd give it a good week.
A week?
Yeah.
And just out of interest, would you wait for me to die and then eat me, or would you willingly murder me to feed on my?
I'd wait for you to die. I mean, I'm assuming you're gonna die within a week, which is kind of weird, but
there's no chocolate. Yeah. Die within 24 hours.
Yeah. Now I'd wait for you to die. I mean, you have to be a little bit respectful.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Could I use you as a raft instead?
I'd probably float quite well, wouldn't I? I don't know whether I would if I was dead.
Because the way I see it is, once I've finished with you, then I'm still going to be stranded on an island with no food.
If you hollowed me out, you could then reinflate my skin and use that as a kind of.
There you go. Sorted. Yeah. I'm glad we're in agreement with that. If that ever happens.
Anybody tuning in for the first time is going to be like, "What? Where am I? What's happening?" Lex says she only buys things if I think they're ugly. That's true. I tend to go, "That's gross, Lex." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm going to buy that."
Fugly sells.
Okay. Your fairy tap mother visits you and offers you 3 highly sought after reselling items. But for each one you accept, you have to hand over 100 items of your current stock, and you don't get to choose. Would you do it?
Oh.
I mean, they're highly sought after items.
Highly sought after is as in rare or valuable?
Aren't the two things the same?
I sell a lot of things that I put rare in the title and they're not valuable.
Yeah, I'm actually rare, not your kind of rare.
Okay, right. Actually rare. Yeah, I probably would. If they were worth more than all of my stock, or at least 300 items in, yeah, I'd do that.
I would willingly let 300 of my items go for 3 decent things right now.
Yeah, I'd rather store 3 items than 300.
Okay, and then my last one on my list, and we'll throw it open to the chat after that. You can be another reseller for the day. This includes interacting with their family in every way. Who do you choose? However,
Wow.
While you are being them, they are being you.
You know what? I'd be Nick, because
Yeah?
Nick loves packing, so he can pack up my stuff while I'm over exploring the Tat Cave.
Also, Nick doesn't come out of the Tat Cave, so you wouldn't have to worry about him, making free with your missus or anything, because he just stays in the Tat Cave.
Exactly. I'd say that's win-win.
I would swap with Nick. I could live with Andrea quite happily. She's a calming presence, and yeah. I reckon that would work perfectly. Lex says you should have picked her. Then you get to live with Lex's mum, and Lex's mum makes incredible jam.
See, I wish I'd known that before.
Yeah, I didn't give you all the information, did I? Okay, Intelligent Zombie has a question. It's actually quite a sensible one. If you could change one thing in your life, what would it be?
Wow. That's a difficult one. Yeah, that's a difficult one. I think
decision to appear on Carla's channel at 7 p.m. on Wednesday night.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, one thing I would have changed is I would have chose a sheet rather than a winter blanket. That is what I would have done.
I think that's quite a mild change. You got the chance to change one thing, I think. Yeah, I don't think you're thinking big enough, Darren. To be honest,
it's the little things that matter. They add up. Yeah, I really don't know, because I'm quite happy with where I am right now. So yeah, nothing sort of jumps out as that has to be changed. I mean, everyone says like win the lottery. I'd change that. I'll be more lucky and win the lottery, but that'd be boring, wouldn't it? Eventually. You're thinking no.
I'd be winning the lottery. I think I'd be okay with it. I'd like to win a lot of money, so that you could go around and do interesting things for other people with it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, I think I'd fill my days quite easily without work. I'm always, you listen to those people and it says, it's David and Susan have won 52 million, and David will be going back to work tomorrow to his job as a school janitor. And I'm like, David, you're making me mind me.
That wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen. I'd buy a nice island so I could just hollow out people and live my life happily.
Excellent. Karen's pointed out that you should have chosen Phoebe to swap with, because it would be quite insightful to be the other half of your relationship.
Yeah, but then I'd have to run a clothing business, and that ain't happening. I cannot do clothing. I just can't do it.
Josh says he's throwing it into the bank. What was that? Josh, is that your lottery winnings? You're just going to put it in the bank? The boy has no vision. He has no, you know.
You need to enjoy your life.
Nick wants to have his 46-year-old's head and experience, but his 18-year-old body.
Fair enough.
I think he said his own 18-year-old body. Maybe he wants somebody else's 18-year-old body.
I'd like my 18-year-old hair, that's for sure.
There was a thing on Facebook a while ago that said something on the lines of, I wish I was as fat now as I was when I thought I was fat back then, or something like that.
yeah, that's true.
Joan's saying a similar question. If you could relive your life, what one thing would you change? Is there a decision that you made once that you'd like to go back and reverse?
I think I probably would have tried to get into reselling earlier. I did internet marketing and digital products for years, and that was boring. I mean, it paid the bills, but it was boring. This has completely changed my life, reselling. So I think I would have preferred to do that when I was at a younger age as well.
So how did you get into what started you off? Because
well, what it was is obviously with my previous work, I was very much alone. There was no community around internet marketing and stuff. And it was actually not long after my mum died that I decided I just want to sort of get out there a bit more. It's what she always kind of wanted for me. I grew up with anxiety and stuff, so I was always in the bedroom and curtains closed, that kind of thing, under a blanket. Not much changes. but yeah, apart from that, I decided I just need to get out there and talk to more people and just get some fresh air. And I figured, I found Nick's videos and I thought, well, that's going to at least involve me going out, sourcing and stuff. And then eventually it leads to me hiding under a blanket here, like almost 6 years later. So, but yeah, that's how I got into it.
Did you literally go out with the shopping list off of Nick's videos to see what you could find? Or?
Oh, yeah, it was like £38 worth of Trivial Pursuits.
Yeah.
That's all I bought.
One of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember coming home with, I think, a pile of maps, ordnance survey maps, and Trivial Pursuits, thinking I'm going to be rich. Did ordnance survey maps ever sell? Was that ever? No, I paid 50 pence for them, and one was listed on eBay, not by me, by somebody else, for like £120, and I thought this job's easy, and it sold for £2 in the end. So, yeah, but I stuck with it. So.
Okay, Intelligent Zombie wants to know, if you could do any job, what would it be?
Chocolate tester.
Nice. Yeah, somebody should employ. We were saying the other day about cream eggs; they've gone very much downhill.
So, I had them today, actually.
They're not the same, are they? It was Josh who was complaining about them, and they're definitely not the same.
Yeah, they're not quite the same. I still enjoyed it, but not quite the same. I also had a club, so I was laughing at that question earlier. So.
Which flavour of club did you have? I tell you what, this is cutting edge broadcasting here, folks.
I'm trying to see if the wrapper's still around there, but it was like an orangey type one, label.
Did you eat it the proper way that one should eat a club biscuit? And you know what I'm going to say, don't you?
What, nibble the chocolate off first?
You nibble the chocolate all around the sides so that you can work out which side is the thick side, because for some reason one side is thicker. I've never worked out why. And then you do the top, and then you suck what's left of the chocolate off until you know that what you've done now is disgusting, and what you've got left in your hand is this kind of soggy relic of a biscuit. Did you do that?
Not quite to that full extent, but I did nibble the chocolate.
Shiv wants to know your 3 favorite mouth-watering treats.
Wow. I don't know if anybody else has had these. These are quite obscure, but the Co-op make this little like cake bar called a Brookie bar. That is amazing. I would recommend anybody a Brookie, yeah, BROOKIE. They're amazing.
Like Brookside. Like what we used to call Brookside.
Yeah, like Brookside. And you can normally get it in like the meal deal, so you get a drink and a sandwich and one of these bars. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I'm going to find those. I'm going to go and hunt them down.
they're amazing. What else do I? Dairy milk. I'm a sucker for dairy milk.
I used to be a dairy milk girl, but I prefer Galaxy. I've moved. I've changed allegiance.
Yeah, but it's more for me.
They did something weird to it. They did something weird when they were taken over by Kraft. They did something weird to the recipe. And then last week I had one. I think I showed you. I had one with 30% less sugar, and that nearly ended me.
Yeah, we actually had that same bar the same week that you mentioned that. Yeah, there was a taste difference. You could tell.
Turns out that chocolate needs that 30% of sugar.
Yeah. And the third one, the drinks count?
Mouth-watering treats. She didn't specify whether they were liquid or not. So.
Well, in that case, Dr. Pepper. I love Dr. Pepper. I am.
Sugar or sugar-free?
Oh. It's not the sugar-free one. It's got to be because there's a story behind it. Because when I lived in London, my cousin used to import Dr. Pepper from the United States because it was so rare you could get it in London, or at least where I was from. So I just kept pestering my local store. You need to buy it. You need to buy it. You need to buy it. And then eventually he said, "You know what? Fine, I'll get some in, but you damn well better buy it." Yeah. And then once he got it in, our local supermarket got it in, and then all the newsagents got it in. So I kind of feel like I added Dr. Pepper to Hackney.
You
in
think
London.
you could introduce Dr. Pepper to the UK, basically, pretty much?
Well, I wouldn't. Yeah, I would. Yeah. It was more me.
Not a big fan. I've got to be honest. Not a big fan. Natalie likes it.
She's got taste.
Well, the problem is that because I'm addicted to Pepsi Max, whatever I drink that isn't Pepsi Max, I'm always like, this is not Pepsi Max. So,
yeah, see, I'm the same with that, but with Dr. Pepper. So everything else I drink, like I've got a Coca-Cola here, but it's not Dr. Pepper. So
perfectly drink, but it's not. Yeah.
That's it.
Karen says, "Is there any one thing on your list of things to find when sourcing that you haven't yet?"
I won't mind finding a third rare copy of Hardhead. That would be nice. But apart from that, I've never found a flat Eric.
No, not me.
Yeah, I've never found one. I found a sealed Hero Quest once. That was nice.
Sealed?
Sealed Hero Quest. Well, I paid £1.50 for it and sold it for $220. So I wasn't too bad. Yeah, but yeah, flat Eric I'd love to find.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never found Flat Eric. I've never found the Hero Quest. I've never found Ghost Castle. I've never found a Mewtwo camera. I'm not very good at this.
I think Mewtwo's, I've had about 3 of them. One, unfortunately, didn't work. But I found 3 of those.
Mm.
But a Flat Eric is not necessarily the most expensive thing you could find, but it would just be nice to find one. Out in the wild, as they say.
To feel like you've done it. I think I've mentioned before, my neighbour's got one in the back of their car, and I'm going to smash that window with these days.
I've seen that, yeah.
Okay. Lanie wants to know, given the current situation, is there anything you've changed that you'll stick with when things go back to normal?
No, not really, because we're practically our routine at the moment is exactly as it was even before. The only difference is we're getting Royal Mail collection, but we had kind of put the wheels in motion on that before anything had happened, and it just so happens that it started when it looked as if we couldn't be going out that often anyway. So that's kind of coming at the right time for us. But other than that, I'm still going to my storage unit. That's luckily enough that's unmanned, and it's on the outside, so it's not an indoors one. Yeah. So you meet nobody when I go sourcing and stuff, and not sourcing and picking. So no, I think at the moment our life still feels quite the same. It would be nice to. I kind of at the moment around here where I live now, there's always been a community feeling. Yeah, everybody knows each other's names. where I've lived before, that certainly wasn't the case. London, you say hello to someone, they'll ask you what you want. And and it's the same with Essex. You say hello to someone, they'll kind of give you a funny look. So, but it certainly made this area feel a little bit more closer. Like our neighbours will always check in with and stuff. So that I hope that carries on and people just look after each other a bit more. That would be nice.
That's it. Your last house was quite rural, wasn't it? You were in an old rectory, which presumably was stood alone without what we would call a next door neighbour, without somebody on the other side of the party wall. Is your current house in an ordinary street of people? Is that?
It is. Yeah, it's in an ordinary street. It is a detached house, but we do have neighbours and stuff, which luckily enough we get on with very well. And in fact, I've bought 2 loads of their stuff from the loft that they were clearing out, which was nice. But so apart from that, it's you still feel like you're on your own. But obviously, when you look out the windows, you do see neighbours and stuff, which we didn't have before. But we always knew that the rectory was a one-off. We knew we'd never get anything like that again. But it was almost like a test bed for us to see if we could live together and cope and run our businesses and stuff. And obviously worked as we ended up here. So
But I agree that you can feel a difference in community spirit, and it would be nice to think that people will hold on to that when things get sorted.
Yeah.
Lanie would like you to tell her 3 films that you could rewatch over and over again.
Back to the Future. I'm not just going to run through all of the Back to the Futures. I'll say Back to the Future.
The future sequence.
Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, and The Breakfast Club.
Oh, The Breakfast Club.
I could just you don't rewind them anymore, but I used to rewind them and just watch them again.
Be kind, rewind. Okay. God, that's scrolled off again. Bear with me. I'll just try and catch up with the chat. I'm sorry, chat, if I miss anything you've said, but every now and again I move my mouse and it all disappears. The Sweat Moppers remembering a chocolate bar called The Secret from the early 90s. I don't remember that.
No, I don't remember that.
Lanie wants to know your go-to karaoke song.
I've never sung karaoke in my life.
Would you like to try? I mean, I can put a backing track on and...
You might get demonetized.
And Karen wants to know your favourite band.
UB40.
I was going to say, have you actually heard of music? Because I put music with you.
I heard it's all the rage with the kids nowadays.
It's what the youth are doing.
Yeah, the youth.
Nick and Andrea says, question, what's better up north and what do you miss about Essex?
Well, easy one is family. I miss family. All my family are down in Essex. As what's better is lifestyle, I would say. It's a lot slower paced, which has kind of been me since birth. I've always wanted to do things in my own time. So yeah, this really kind of works up here. In Essex and London, everything is in a rush and everything obviously expensive. So up here, it's a lot better. It's a lot more manageable. So yeah, I think that's it. Lifestyle is better, and what I miss is probably family. So.
Marilyn's wants to know your favourite place to travel to abroad.
Well, I've only ever been abroad once, and that was Malta.
See, I've never been to Malta. Is it nice? Because that's somewhere I've considered going a couple of times.
It's lovely.
I mean, we're going nowhere now.
No, the garden is as far as we can go at the moment. But yeah, Malta, really nice place. Yeah. Before that was the Isle of Wight. It doesn't really count as abroad, even though you can't walk there.
I think we still part of the UK, yeah. Rebecca Turner says she found a flat, Eric, but it was £20 on a market stall, so she left it there. Catherine McConnell's paid 50p for one.
Nice.
Mandy says, have you got a lot of stock to see you through this dry spot?
Yes. Yeah, my office at the moment is just full from the floor to... Like, we have these 2 large patio doors. And we can't get to the doors. It's just... I
love the way that's past tense. We had these doors. We have no idea now.
Yeah, I believe they're still there somewhere. I just haven't seen them for a while.
Intelligent Zombie says, what's the first thing you will do when you can get out that isn't sourcing?
There's a place that we like to... We go to an auction every week. and normally before we go there, we go to this nice little place to eat. Great food, so we can just chill there for a while. So that's what we'd do. We'd just go out and just have a nice meal somewhere. We've got food here. We're okay, but
like for dinner,
yeah.
Kath Palmer's pointed out you had a perfectly good next door neighbour. It was God when you were at the rectory.
Yeah, we didn't hear him much.
Nick's got a business proposition. He says, "Do you want to buy a job lot of Trivial Pursuits and Ordnance Survey maps?"
I think I'm probably good at the moment.
Joan says, "Have you ever met a celebrity?"
A few. Alan Shearer, Martine McCutcheon. Mainly because I used to know her sister. Her sister used to go into a place where my friends were back in London. Professor Green, but before he was Professor Green, because he went to school near me. Apart from that, well, actually, in fairness, there's a whole lot of WWE wrestlers that I've met, mainly because a family member of mine knows most of them, so we get to hang out and stuff. But this was
a few years ago.
I have told Steve, and he was quite jealous. But yeah, so nothing recent. I mean, obviously, there's your good self, YouTube celebrity.
Well, I am YouTube sensation. I know I'm a YouTube sensation because Nick and Andrea sent me a parcel this week addressed to Carly YouTube Sensation Jenkins.
Then it must be true.
Must be true. If Nick said it must be true. Kelly says a question for us both. What's one thing on your bucket list?
A mop.
Excellent. Come on, there must be something. One thing.
One thing I'd really like to do. I have no idea. This
is a man who has had all of his needs completely fulfilled.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. I'm just now seeing out the rest of my life. Really, I'm done. Got everything I need.
Oh, my screen's just gone blank. Hopefully everybody's still there. Literally, my screen has gone completely blank.
I can still hear you. You are frozen.
I can see nothing at all.
You're back. I think you're back.
I've just got a blank screen, so don't do anything rude because I'll miss it. Oh, there we go. I can see you now.
Good.
On my bucket list, I would like to visit the Maldives. I think it's the Maldives where they have those floating hotel kind of island things.
Phoebe would know.
Yeah, I think that's the ones I mean. With the little your little villa is kind of on legs in the sea, and yeah. And I presume they don't have sharks because in all the adverts, people are jumping out of their villa doors into the sea. So I presume it's not shark-infested waters.
Oh no.
Right. Gashead Steve says, from a fellow baldy, when did you shave it all off? When did you accept that short was the way forward?
Yeah, I decided to finish what nature started. So I this would have been probably 2014, something like that. I bought just a razor and I decided, you know what, you're gone. And I used to love my hair, but it got to the point where like I always remember this joke that Harry Hill once said, where someone asked him, when did you shave your head? And he said, it's when I realized my forehead was getting bigger and bigger. and it's that kind of effect. You think, I can't even see my own hair anymore unless I turn my head. So it's just gone. I may as well shave it. So that's when I realized.
Isn't it? It's I mean, I've said that like I know, like I take mine off at night on the bedpost.
I always assumed you did.
If it was, it wouldn't be going grey in the middle. Oh, Kath would like to go to a Comic-Con in the States, unless she's suggesting that for you. Intelligent Zombie says, question, what would be your last meal?
Whichever one the poison was in.
Yeah, you need to ask Phoebe that one. Phoebe will know. Joan says, if you had 3 wishes, what would you wish for?
I think I would wish for, assuming that unlimited wishes is off the table, because that would be the only one I'd need.
That's cheating.
First wish would be I would want an unlimited, say, £1 billion. So every time you spent money, it would just replenish itself at midnight. If that makes sense.
It makes sense, but I'm not quite sure where you got the billion from. If it's unlimited,
Well,
then why did you put a figure on it?
Well, I'd figured I'd need at least a figure of some sort. If you said like unlimited £5, then you can only spend £5.
You'd be like, oh,
yeah. Yeah, and at midnight you can't say, "Well, I'll save it up," because at midnight it'll just go back to 10 again. Yeah. So I figured $1 billion would be enough for everything I'd want, everything I'd need, and I'd be able to just give people money. You know, everyone could have $1 billion, and I'd just, you know, if someone said, "Can I have $1 billion?" I'd be like, "Well, see me tomorrow," because I get it back at midnight. So,
you know what happened? You would end up waiting weeks and weeks and weeks until you actually had any money to spend.
Yeah.
It'd just be a queue outside at midnight every night. It's my turn. You'd be like, I haven't spent anything myself yet.
Yeah, I'd just be giving it to everybody else. Second wish would be, I think I would quite like to be able to learn a skill instantly. That would be quite nice. And I believe your dog's got a wish.
Always. A death wish to be precise.
Death wish. And I think the third one would be just everybody to just be healthy. You know, that would do. It's not a world peace speech, this, but you know, everybody should be healthy. There you go. Give a wish to somebody else.
I would like to be able to understand every language.
Okay.
You know, when you're sitting on the bus, not that I sit on buses very often, but, you know, sitting on the bus and two people are 3 seats away, and they're you know, their first language isn't English, and so they're chatting away in whatever their first language is, whether they're Spanish or Swahili or whatever, and you're like, I wonder what they're saying. And if you're a paranoid type, you think, I wonder if they're talking about me. And there's absolutely no fucking reason why they would be. Absolutely no reason. You're like, I'd love to be able to understand that, because sooner or later there's going to be someone who is talking about you.
Yeah, I mean, so would you be able to just understand them or also answer?
Oh, I'd like to be able to answer.
Answer as well. Okay, so you understand and speak every single language.
There is a series of videos on YouTube with some guys who are, I think they're American, but they have lived in, and I'm going to say, I think it's China, but I don't know which region of China, for so long that they are fluent Chinese speakers. And there's a series of videos on YouTube where they go around the markets and they start asking questions in English, and then they kind of halfway through their conversation they lapse into perfect Chinese so that they can get the reactions of the sellers or whatever. And they're really entertaining to watch.
That sounds good.
I don't care much. Jane Everton is asking, if you weren't a reseller, what would your dream job be? And I think we covered that earlier on. You're going to be a chocolate tester, weren't you?
Chocolate tester. Yeah, why not?
The only issue is some of it's going to be bad. Some of it's going to be bad chocolate. Some of it's going to be this kind of thing.
I know exactly what it. Oh, okay, yeah.
No, I haven't got that. This is a chocolate egg, and it came from Tiger, and it came in a box of 4. Now, you may have seen the Cadbury's egg and spoons, where it's a little purple box. You get 4 eggs and 4 little spoons when they're filled. This was a Tiger imitation of this. The chocolate is made in some kind of chocolate hell by people who don't understand about chocolate. And it has no filling. How have they even dared to market this under the same premise? I want to speak to the manager. So
there's someone's hollowed it out. Is that about to be used as a raft?
I suppose a borrower could scull around in it. Yeah. It's not even nice chocolate. It's horrible.
Yeah, hollow eggs. Can't be doing with that.
Horrible. Oh, Phoebe says she thought you would like to be a pilot.
Yeah, once I did. I mean, I go to like the air shows every year and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like a lot of work. There's a lot of buttons to push.
Sure, you just press the one, don't you? The one that says autopilot, and then just you sit back and
start. Is that how you do it? Just like that?
Just like that, yeah. Joan would like to know, would you rather be 2 foot taller or 2 foot shorter?
2 foot? That's...
2 foot's quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
How tall are you now?
I'm about 5'9".
So we're going 7'9" or 3'9". I'm eating this horrible chocolate now, even though it's horrible.
The light suddenly came on. You know, you got to go taller, haven't you? I think you got to go taller.
7'9" though.
Yeah, but then you're
going to bang your head on everything all the time.
But then 3'9" is also.
You're never going to bang your head on anything if you're 3'9", are you?
No, true.
7'9", you're not going to be able to have a decent bath.
I've still got to go 7'9" because you could play basketball.
You could, yeah. You'd probably get disqualified for being too tall. Can you be too tall for basketball?
I'm not sure. No, you can probably be too short though.
Ashley Carruthers in. I think Ashley Carruthers has changed her name from Ashley Cumming. So good evening, Ashley. Everybody's saying thank you, Phoebe, for putting the light on.
Yeah, I thought it was like some sort of signal or sign from someone.
Time at the bar, ladies and gentlemen, please. Carol wants to know what was the last series on TV that you watched. Sorry, that you binge watched.
That I binge watched. I think the last series I watched in full was probably Stranger Things. Actually, the last series of that. So that was a while ago now, but I just don't get enough time to really sit down and watch episode after episode. Really.
Everybody's talking about this new one on Netflix, aren't they? Called Tiger King.
Tiger King, yeah. I've got that. I'll be meaning to watch that, but yeah, it sounds really quite interesting actually.
The Sweat Mop was pointing out that if you were 7'9", you could paint church ceilings.
Well, that's always handy. It's nice to have a fallback career.
How many church ceilings do you think need painting, and how often?
Lots. Regularly.
Do you they're constantly being touched up?
Are we still talking about the ceiling? So
yeah, that too. Intelligent Zombie says, "What's your favourite cuisine, and what's the one you hate?"
Wow, that's a tough one. Do you have a favourite cuisine?
Probably not. I like a lot of different foods. Can you tell? I mean, it's chocolate, even though it's really horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible. So horrible, I'm going to try the next one just to make sure it really is.
If you do go out for dinner, do you tend to order the same thing? You know, if you go for Chinese, do you always have the same meal? If you go for an Indian, do you always have the same and so forth?
Yeah, I mean, and egg fried rice I always have with everything. So that would be like a go-to. I must have that. But then, to be honest, I mostly just eat things like burgers. I've been doing the whole plant-based vegan stuff for a while as well, which has been really quite nice actually. But sweet potato fries I have with everything. So if I can have, if I can have something with sweet potato fries, I'm happy.
I'm a sucker for pulled pork. If anything comes with pulled pork, I'm like, oh, I like pulled pork. And I like sweet potato fries. And I've got a thing about barbecue sauce.
It's amazing. I love barbecue sauce. Yeah.
Yeah. Nia says, what's the most favourite gig you've been to? This chocolate's horrible.
A favourite gig would be UB40, being my favourite band. And they've got, it wasn't quite the original UB40 lineup, but they've kind of split. And the ones that kind of done all the work are still together at least. So, I got to see them and they were amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And Joe Morris wants to know, if you could look like any celebrity, who would it be?
Well, I've been told I look like Carl Pilkington already. So there's a bit of Pilkington. If I could look like any celebrity, it's a tough one because you won't want to choose someone too well known because you'll just get pestered everywhere you went.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, but
you won't want to look like, say, Joey Essex. you know. So I don't know. Someone sort of mid-range. Who's a good celebrity that never gets pestered? I don't know. No, I don't know.
I would like to look like Pink. I think she just has. She's just cool. I want to be cool. I'm not cool. I know I'm not cool. My kids have made it clear to me that I am not cool, just in case I ever thought I might be. But Pink is effortlessly cred, isn't she? You know.
Yeah, but also, you got to bear in mind now that Pink's family probably don't see her as cool either.
Yeah, Pink's kids probably don't think she's cool at all.
Yeah.
You can't imagine Pink bitching at them to eat their vegetables or whatever, can you? You can't imagine it.
No, not really. No, but you know, but in that world, you see, if Pink's family doesn't think she's cool, then in Pink's world, you're the cool one.
I think you've stretched it.
There's a bit of logic. There's a bit of logic there.
No, I think you've stretched it too far. No, there's no way on in any world that Pink is going, I wish I was like Carla Jenkins. She's really cool.
She might be
what's happening. Pink sitting at home now, watching this, idolizing me and going, oh, I wish I was like her. She's so cool.
She's got all the eggs.
The 9 Chris Tyler's suggesting you could be Philip Schofield. You could look like Philip Schofield.
Could choose worse.
Ashley says, what would be your apocalypse attire style? Would you go all Mad Max or more modern?
Modern.
I think we've established that this is our apocalypse attire.
I was going to say, yeah, it's just a grey T-shirt, really.
PJs, that's what we're wearing for the apocalypse. Nick's come in. Geek time. Favorite console and favorite video game ever, and why?
Sega Dreamcast is kind of up there, but I would have to say Super Nintendo, just because of the memories it gave me. And favorite game ever is actually way more modern than that. It's Mass Effect. Yeah, there you go.
Well, this has been fun. Thank you for joining me. I don't know what you said. Literally, you dropped into a different language. I was with you as far as the word Dreamcast.
Yeah, Dreamcast I loved. It was just, for its day, it was just so out there. But yeah, Super Nintendo, easily.
Lex wants to know, do my kids know that they aren't cool either? I'll let you tell them, Lex. It'll come back from you. Josh says, do you like gravy?
No.
What the Jeff? What do you mean no? Who doesn't like gravy?
It's just pouring stuff over your dinner, isn't it? I don't get it.
Who doesn't like gravy? You and Josh could go for dinner and have a roast together because his roast upset me.
I just don't get it. It's like you make this really nice dinner and then you just go just wet it all. I just don't get it.
Marilyn says, if you could invite somebody famous and cook dinner for them, who would it be?
If I could invite somebody famous, who doesn't eat much? Who's happy with a microwave dinner?
Josh, as long as there's no gravy on it.
Yeah, Josh with no gravy. There you
go. Jones has a question. Do you believe in the supernatural?
No.
No?
No.
Even any woo at all?
Any woo? No. If it can't be sort of measured or tested in any way, then I kind of assume that I'll be happy to believe it if it could be tested or measured, but anything like that, no, it's just a bit too far for me to assume that it's true.
I'm very much kind of like, whilst I am not cocky enough to say that I know things don't exist, I prefer to go with the logical side of life.
Yeah. That's it.
It's like, talking about God and whatever. There's no way I'm cocky enough to go, there is no God.
Yeah, same here. I'm actually an atheist, but I've always said to people, the stance isn't there is no God, because then I'd have to prove there is no God, and then you're back to square one.
I don't say that I know there is no God, but I do believe there is no God.
Yeah, that's it.
And every now and again I go, but in case I'm wrong, mate, all right?
Yeah, suddenly the light turns on.
People are very much wanting gravy, apart from Josh, who's now saying mayonnaise on a roast dinner.
Oh. Now that I would do.
Oh, you're sick.
I put mayonnaise on everything.
My son will put mayonnaise on everything. Everything. And I'm just like, it's I like mayonnaise. It has a perfect place in the world. It belongs in the fridge because you need mayonnaise in your life. I'm with you on that. I'm not a mayonnaise hater in any way. I'm not against it. This is not a campaign against mayonnaise, but it doesn't belong on a fucking roast dinner. Josh also eats dry toast, so I'm not sure that he should be allowed to even talk.
Yeah, no, I can't eat dry toast.
Yeah, people are telling him. Lex is suggesting mayo on cake. Lex, are you pregnant?
Yeah, okay, not quite everything. I've never done that.
Is there any more questions for Darren? You know, we've covered some serious range of weirdness tonight. Anybody got anything else that you'd like to ask him? Yeah, Shiv's pointing out the reason Josh likes dry toast is too tight to buy butter. Oh, I've got ka-ching.
Second.
Oh, there you go. Nick has a question. He says, what would you be doing now if you'd never found reselling on the YouTube community? And not right now, this second, but you know, generally.
Wow. That's a good one. I imagine I would have probably been doing what I was doing before work-wise. But then I wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have known all of you guys. I wouldn't have met Phoebe. So, yeah, that's a really tough one to imagine your life that different. But I don't know. I guess I probably would have been doing exactly as I did before, which was the digital products and internet marketing. I was the sort of, you know, the person that put all the affiliate links in products, and I wrote digital e-guides and stuff like that. I'm so far from that now that it's hard to imagine me doing that again, but it's kind of all I knew back then. So, yeah, I imagine I'd still be doing that, which sounds horrible now, to be honest. But, yeah.
So you've got Nick to thank then for your entire life, basically.
Pretty much. Nick made me. So that's pretty much how it is. I watched him on YouTube and I thought, right, what's he going to end up selling me? Is there an ebook on how to source? And then eventually I thought, actually, he's not selling me anything. He's just saying, this is what I do. And I connected instantly with him and I thought, I want to try this. Yeah. And now I'm here, which seems amazing in such a short period of time. But yeah, I have a lot to thank him for, to be honest.
See, I came to the community from the other direction. I've been reselling for a billion years. And although obviously I knew that other people also did what I did, but I had no idea there was an actual thriving community of people talking about it and doing it together, so to speak. You know what I mean? I had no idea. I didn't even very much watch YouTube. I used to watch the occasional video if it popped up on my Facebook. And somehow I think that's probably what happened. I think I was probably watching something through Facebook, and then, you know, another video starts up, and it was Caroline of the Celtic Traders. So she was my first ever, and I was like, oh, she does my thing. Oh, no. And there are other people like me. I found my tribe.
Well, yeah. I mean, like when I started my YouTube channel, I apologize if I've missed anybody, but I'm pretty sure it was just Nick. I think that was even before Andrea had sort of started to appear in the videos. Zahir and Tom were the only UK sort of resellers. And I found them through the featured video as well. I was like, oh, hang on, there's somebody else doing this as well. And I thought, right, Zahir, you know, he's doing it in a very different way to Nick, and Tom's doing it in a different way to both of them. And so I started mine just because I wanted to try and give back. I never had ideas of, you know, monetization or getting anything from it. I just thought
community, and
that's it. Yeah, exactly. And I thought, well, I might find something that somebody else doesn't know about. Mm-hmm. So I'll just film it from there. And now there's hundreds of people, and it's amazing how big this community has grown in such a short period of time.
And I think we're a really strong community as well. I think we're a pretty healthy community. We're generally pretty nice to each other and pretty supportive. And I think we're all right. I think we're all right, us.
I do too.
Shiv says she'd never seen Darren before, and you're a great bloke. So there you go. You're a great bloke, Darren.
Cheers. 5 is in the post.
Speaking of fibers, Lex has super chatted £2 and said she might be pregnant. Yes. Really, Lex? I will be ringing you later. Thank you for the super chat.
What a way to announce it, eh?
Oh, Intelligent Zombie's going back to the roast dinner question and wants to know mash or roast potatoes.
Mash.
See, I'd have both. I can't imagine why I'm such a fat bastard. It's a mystery. Oh, and Lex is saying, yeah, Nick made you and he can break you too. Yeah, he just started telling you all the shit that he buys, and before you know it, you'll be buying one shoe and broken Monopoly boards. And
all these suckers are going out buying Trivial Pursuits.
However, Nick also says, on a more serious note, I may have helped inspire you, but what you've achieved is all down to your own hard work.
He's being modest. Of course, it takes a lot of hard work, but I won't be doing the work if I hadn't seen his video. So, yeah.
And whilst we're on the slushy stuff, look at this. Phoebe says she agrees you are a great guy. Even though she's biased, you've changed her life completely. Isn't that lush? I Bristolian am I? Isn't that lush? That's Gert lush, Phoebe. Gert lush, that is.
I can't even read
it. Joan says, if you had £1 million and you had to spend it all in one day, what would you buy?
Oh, wow. I would buy... I'd probably just buy some houses. And then I'd rent out those houses. Mm-hmm. And it'll be like a long-term passive income.
I wonder if you can buy a house just in one day.
If you've got £1 million, you probably could.
Yeah.
You can start, speed it up a bit.
You could probably just walk next door and say, how much for your house?
Yeah, I'll give you £1 million. If you leave, you got to leave before midnight, but I'll give you £1 million.
Lex would buy 1 billion penny sweets because she can't do maths.
I had my first thought was £1 million sweets, but then I thought, well, what would what would you really do with them afterwards? I feel like I'd wasted £1 million if I'd, got those.
It'd take a while to eat through them, wouldn't it? Yeah. Nick's going to sell you his house for $1 million, so there you go. That's not sorted. And
there you go.
Steve.
Does that include the contents?
Nick's got quite a lot of contents, in fairness. It's probably another $1 million. And Josh says, Reseller wedding when?
No. And before anybody says, oh, that's bad, we both agree on it. This was one of our day one things, was no wedding. Mm-hmm. And we both agree on that one. So.
I don't think it's, I see marriage as kind of pointless. So.
Yeah. We're both in a place where it's just not what we've been looking for. So yeah, that's not happening.
It's nice to know that you can get away, isn't it? It's a bit like this business of being quarantined as we are at the moment. I don't want to go anywhere, but I'd like to know that I could.
Fair enough.
Oh, Nick's throwing in all the tat as well, including his exciting new haul.
Deal. I'll take that.
Intelligent Zombie says, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? Did we not do that one earlier?
I believe we did. Yeah, I think we did.
If I could change one thing about myself, it would be my procrastination. I would like to stop putting stuff off, because it's stupid stuff that will only take 5 minutes and I'll put it off for 3 weeks,
Actually, you saying that, it does actually make me think that if I could change one thing, it would be just to actually just do stuff, to do something.
Oh, he's gone. He said, I'll do stuff when I think about it, and left. I wonder what it was that he wants to do. He might come back. Should we wait and see if he comes back? I mean, maybe Phoebe pulled the plug. Phoebe, did you pull the plug out? Am I still here? Can you all still hear me? Can somebody say something in the chat if I'm still here? Maybe I'm not here either. Maybe none of us are here. Maybe it's all just in your head. Okay, Lex says I am still here. Okay. Well, I don't know if Darren's going to come back. I presume Phoebe's got to find out if he's okay. Imagine if he's collapsed. I mean, I'm sure he hasn't collapsed. That's shocking thing to say. Phoebe's gone to find out if he's okay. Oh dear. We just went. We obviously ran out of internet. There are 60 people viewing, so to all 60 of you, bear with us a moment. We're currently experiencing technical difficulties, and hopefully normal service will be resumed. Lex says, "Is this the Matrix?" I hope not. Oh, Phoebe says the link isn't working. Okay. Okay, I don't know if I can send... It'd be the same link if I send it again, so it hasn't changed. He's keeping trying. Shall I pretend I'm a masked reseller and we can all unmask me? Ta-da, it's me. Fancy that. Lanie says he's gone to buy Nick's house. The new tat sealed the deal. It's on his way to Nick's with his £1 million in his back pocket. Josh says we need a Zoom hangout soon, and I was talking about that with Lex earlier on today, saying that we need to try out this Zoom thing. And the other thing that people are using is an app called House Party. So, and apparently you can have more than, because obviously using StreamYard, you can only have 6 people on at a time. Using Google Hangouts, you can have more people on, but it is a little bit more glitchy. And apparently Zoom is a bit more. It's a bit more betterer. There we go. That's a good bit of English, wasn't it? Bit more betterer. Yeah. So, well, this is, I don't know whether to say goodbye. I don't know whether Darren's still trying to come back in. Yeah, Lanie says she wants to try that house party thing. Apparently it's an app on your phone, so yeah. And then there was a thing on Facebook where people were saying that it was not secure, and then apparently the makers of the app have now said that's somebody else trying to discredit them. So who knows? It's all very exciting. Phoebe says the StreamYard is saying internal error, and Lex is saying send her the link. Bear with 2 seconds, people, and we'll see if I can make any sense of this. Bear with me. Talk quietly amongst yourselves and don't be naughty. Remember when you were at school and your teacher had to leave the room and she put one person in charge to keep an eye on the rest of you? Who shall I put in charge? Lanie, you're in charge. Make sure they all behave. You always felt like God, didn't you? If the teacher put you in charge when she went out of the room, you were like, I'm very special now. I'm more special than anybody else. I can't get Messenger to open now. I'm trying to send Lex the link. Come on. Oh, the joys of flipping technology. We're also now pushing into Peter Ray's screen time, I think. So sorry, Peter, of course you're not watching because you're doing your own live. If Peter still does his live at 8 o'clock. Okay, Lex, link incoming. Slowly but surely, come on, internet. Maybe my internet's gone. Maybe Darren took it with him. I've sent it in the wrong chat, Lex, but it's still a chat that you're in. Yeah, it's still getting internal error. Okay. Jackie Fun Stuff says, I always got put in charge, made me feel like a dork. So party's called. They said party's called off. I'm special and bossy, so behave, everyone. Peter's on at 8:30. Okay, so we're not crossing into Peter's time. That's good. Gas said. Steve said, "Quick, throw the board rubber." And Darren's messaged me saying we broke StreamYard. Lex, I've sent the link, but I've sent it in the wrong chat, love. I don't know whether Lex can't get in either. Well. Oh, yeah, Intelligent Zombie says fingers on lips. Remember that? You had to sit there with your finger on your lips. Oh, I'd forgotten all of that. Yeah, Jane Everson says she's read the house party's been hacked. And Josh says it's another company spreading lies to damage its rep, which is what I heard as well. Hackers spreading the gossip. Drawing pins on the teacher's chair, Marilyn. You were a very naughty girl. Okay, Lex also says the link isn't working. So I think we will have to say goodbye. So, Darren, I know you're watching. Thank you so much for being my guest. Thank you to everyone. Intelligence, obviously, probably got shut off because of the gravy. Mayonnaise on a roast dinner, and YouTube just shuts you down. Thank you to Darren for being a fabulous guest. Thank you to all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed learning more about Darren tonight. He does have his own channel, which I will find a link to and put underneath in the underneath bit in a minute. I will do that thing for you guys so that you can go over and have a look at Darren's channel if you're not already subbed. Thank you for watching. I will be back on Sunday morning with my usual live stream, and then back next Wednesday with another master reseller. Who knows? It might be Lex. You never know. Thank you for watching, and thank you to those of you who, I think Lex super chatted. Thank you to Lex for the super chat. You're all lovely, lovely people. Off you go and watch Peter now, whatever else it is you're doing on Wednesday night. I'm going to go and do a bit of me jigsaw because I am rock and roll, because I am basically pink. I am that cool. Thanks for watching. Bye. Still here. I pressed the end broadcast button, but I'm still actually here. There's this long pause when I think, am I still here? Have I gone? Awkward. Hashtag awkward. Still here, I think. Am I still here? I think I'm still here.